So let's look on the difference between a linear form and a bilinear form. As the name suggests, linear form is linear in something, and bilinear form, so you have two things that are linear. So let's look at it. So linear form, what it does, it's a map, let's call it, that is going from a vector space to a field. So it goes from a vector to a scalar, and in that vector it is linear. So what does it mean to be linear? Be linear, it means to be homogeneity and additivity. And you can see, you can just prove it like this. If the map satisfies this thing, that you can take the scalar out and you can separate both vectors in the map, so it's additivity and homogeneity, so it's linear. So this is definition for linearity. And again, it goes from a vector space to a field, namely it takes a vector and produces a scalar. So if it satisfies all of this, so it is a linear form. And this example is a linear form. It takes a vector and produces something that its result is a scalar. So this is a linear form. Now, a bilinear form, as the name suggests, there are two linear things. So we have two vector spaces that we go from and gets to a scalar. This is the mapping from a two vector space to a scalar. And in each component, the bilinear form is linear in each argument separately. For example, this mapping, the dot product, takes two vectors, u and v, and produce me a scalar, as you can calculate right over here, or present it like this. Anyway, it takes two vectors. We are going for two vectors, and we are getting a scalar. You can present it with a matrix for the coefficients. Okay, so this is the difference between the two. Now, what does it mean to be linear in both arguments? As we saw for linear form, just for each argument separately. So for the first argument, if we take two vectors, I will get these things where u1 is here and u2 is here, and you can take out the scalars. This is for the first argument. For the second argument, the same thing. Let's do it like this. We're taking the second argument, two vectors, and just separate them and take their coefficients out. So this is linear in both arguments separately. Okay, you can see in an example, but anyway, this is the idea of a bilinear form. So this was the difference between a linear form and a bilinear form. Thank you ChatGPT for summarizing for me and writing in LaTeX and rendering and everything to be a little bit more beautiful. Anyway, thank you all also, and that's it for now.